Hi, this is Dr. Duresti with the Cranial Release Technique. Back with another video, a mobile video. I'm out in the car. We're up in New York visiting family for a celebration this weekend. And I had a couple minutes just to perform this video, so I figured I'd do it right now. Before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, if you're watching this on YouTube, to like, share, and subscribe to the Cranial Release Technique channel, so we can get the word out to more people around the planet about the benefits of the cranial release technique. I've been receiving quite a few emails about, hey, when I go and I look on YouTube about chiropractic, I see all these different videos of people doing these different adjustments, and why don't you do that? And why don't we see what you do? And the reason why I tend to avoid that, number one, cranial release technique is a very gentle, soft, but yet very effective way of opening, aligning, and restoring, remember, the primary respiratory mechanism. This involuntary cranial pump that's happening in all of us. So there's nothing dramatic, fireworks, pops, cracks, noises. Not that I have a problem with that. And what the other practitioners are doing on the computer and on YouTube and whatnot. But cranial release is not like that. It's a very gentle, sort of soft application of the concept using the anatomy and the physiology, the structure and the function of the patient's cranium. Remember, again, as you are sitting there watching this, if you have friends or family that are either healthy or not healthy, their cranium is breathing. The cranium is moving. That's happening in all of us from the time we leave mom's womb until the time we leave this planet. The bones in the cranium are gently moving. The problem exists is that when the bones, because of physical, chemical, emotional stress, EMF stress, electromagnetic frequency stress, which our grandparents never had, and all the other stresses of life tend to tighten down things in the body. You'll notice when you had a rough day, you're not nice and relaxed and loosey-goosey. You're very sort of tight and restricted and maybe ready to snap at somebody. That's all signs of tension, stress, and that affects the cranium as well. And what's happening is the cranial bones shift out of their alignment, they tighten up, and that motion is restricted. You're still alive. You're still able to do all the things that you're doing, but your ability, your optimization of your function has been reduced. The only thing we're going to do in the cranial release technique is to, with our 1 minute, very gentle technique, is to open these cranial bones, align them, and let that movement be maximized again. With the maximization of the movement comes maximization of brain function, comes maximization of functioning or physiology within the body at every level of who you are. I remember sitting in chiropractic school the very first day. Instructor pulled out Gray's Anatomy and read right from Gray's Anatomy. The purpose of the central nervous system, the brain and spinal cord, is to control and coordinate all functions in the body. All means all. Digestive, immune, musculoskeletal, the way you digest your food, the way you regulate your temperature in the body. And the list goes on and on and on, the way you sleep. Everything about who you are and what makes you you is your brain. And the better we can optimize brain function with cranial release, the better you will be optimized for overall function. The website cranialrelease.com. You can search for a practitioner. And if you are a practitioner, if you are a chiropractor out there, or a massage therapist, or a physical therapist, or an acupuncturist, or a physiatrist, or a dentist that's looking at other ways to help your patients. Because remember, if the cranial bones are shifted, Well, the TMJ is going to be affected. The bite is going to be affected. Overall oral health will be affected. Why not add that to your practice to optimize function? I know you're only looking here in the oral cavity. I understand that as a dentist. But you can optimize oral function, TMJ function, and by the way, you're going to help people function better at all levels throughout the body. Podiatrists have always asked me about cranial release as it affects to foot function. The problem is the podiatrist by license is not allowed to work above the knee, so he or she cannot work on the head. They would love to. I've helped a lot of patients with podiatric problems working in conjunction with podiatrists over the years. Unfortunately, they can't because of their license. So if you're a licensed practitioner and you can touch a patient's head, you can perform cranial release technique. Psychologists have always asked me, because there's certainly a mental-emotional aspect. When you apply the cranial release technique and people come back and say, less anxiety, less ADD, less ADHD, less all of these psycho-emotional issues. Problem is the psychologist can't touch the patient. They can't perform CRT. Just the way it goes. But if you are a practitioner, you can go to the website as well as cranialrelease.com, and you can click on the online training program, and you can learn how do you learn this technique and all the modules and everything you need to know in the privacy and comfort of your own home or office. I hope to see you down the road. Dr. Duresti, Cranial Release Technique. Beautiful day in New York City. We brought that Florida weather up. Not a cloud in the sky. Going to be about 70 degrees today. Feels good to me. Hope you're having a great weekend. Adios, my friends. Bye for now.